Good morning. Today I'm going to do one of those my marketing videos. Uh, this follows on from some blog posts I've been doing about making a living in games, and I want to talk about on DriveThru they award you something called publisher promotion points. If you've got an exclusive account, you get 20 per month plus one for every $10 worth of products you sell. So they're free points, and you can spend them on deal of the day. Uh, so looking on here, deal of the day is probably about 500, nearly 600 PPP. Uh, you also have the option for featured products. Uh, Featured product messages. Here you go. The impressions at the moment cost 26 for 2,500 impressions in your category and 63 for 2,500 homepage impressions. And the final option these days is banners. Now, banners, they're showing you here 24 points buys, 20,000 impressions, and they're burning through at roughly 1,100 a day. So 24 points would buy you 18 days worth of banner impressions. Um, if we have a look at the DriveThru homepage, the banners live, well, that's where your featured product will appear for the homepage, but your banner is down here. And it's a fair amount of screen acreage, but it is way down the page. The general philosophy is that these are very inefficient, but there's a way you can use them. So banner promotions, to get the 20 points you need here are free each month. The four, you would have to sell $40 worth of products in a month, which is $10 a week. Which, if you were selling a $3.99 adventure, say, is 4 sales a week. That is a very, very low bar. But how are you going to sell 4 copies a week? The best way to do that is to have a nice, healthy mailing list that you can, every time you release an adventure, you can mail out and tell your existing customers that you have released a new product. They then hopefully like your work and they will come back and they will buy new products. So, how do you get the mailing list? One option is to use banners, and what you do is you go out and you find a game that has been released under the Creative Commons attribution license or the OGL open gaming license. An example of that would be, let's say, Swords and Wizardry. So, where's the... Oh, come on, go get it. So, Swords and Wizardry, there you go. It's free, and it's released under it's OSR. It's a rehash of the original game. So it supplements 2 to 4 of the original Dungeons and Dragons. Now you can rehash this yourself as long as you stick to their um, very easy criteria. And once you've done that, you can release a game with the Swords and Wizardry logo on it. Make it unique, give it an interesting twist, and then release it for free. Once you've released it for free, you can come and create a really nice advertising banner for it. And every month you buy your 20,000 impressions, and on that homepage you put a little banner that says free, um, you know, whatever you've done to make your game unique. It's free, old school, Renaissance, dungeon delving, whatever. Make it look nice, and people want to pick up a free game. Not everyone, but every day you will get some people buying your free game. Then roughly half of them will accept your emails. So every day you're getting a few people adding to your mailing list. When you write your adventures, you make them compatible with your own game and all the other OSR OGL games. And so you've got actually quite a large appeal for your adventure. And you can then email everyone that's bought your free game and said, you've got the free game, here's an adventure to go with it. And so you've creating the free game is a way of practicing your game development skills anyway, because you want to make this game unique, give it something to make it stand out. So that's good practice for you. But then that is the engine that drives your mailing list, which drives your sales, and that's what brings in the money. And as we said, you only need to sell $40 worth of adventures in a month to no, let's say $2.99. That's 13, 14 sales in a month. Very small numbers. You get to keep the money, but you earn more publisher promotion points, and that buys more banners, and so the cycle goes on. As soon as you're making, say, $120, $150 in a month, your PPP will be accumulating faster than you're spending them. So you could afford to buy more. Now, this number, this 24, isn't a fixed number. It goes up and down. So the less publishers there are currently running banners, the lower the price is. As the number goes up, so the price goes up. It's just a supply and demand mechanic they've got built in there. So if you're accumulating publisher points faster than you're spending them, every day or even a couple of times a day, you can check this price. When it is low, you bulk buy, and when it's higher, that's when that's when you're burning them. You're using them up. Now, you're not going to create a game in a week. You're not going to create a game. You might get it done in a month, and over that month, you can make a habit of every morning and every evening you can watch this price. And in your second month, you do the same, and you will see a cycle appear where the price goes up and the price goes down. And as a rule, it's generally at the beginning of the month, everyone gets their new publisher points. These people that are using publisher points buy them all at the beginning of the month. So the price on the first of the month shoots up. The price at the end of the month is generally lower. So all the time you're preparing your first free game, you can watch these prices and these numbers, and you can work out when is the best time for you to buy. and you can stockpile them as long as you aren't actually running a banner, and they will appear under here. As long as you aren't running them, they're not going to be used up. They don't go off, so you can be stockpiling um, any unused banners bought when the price is low, and you are, set up ready for when your game is released. And that becomes a little engine. Then it builds up your mailing list day on day. Every time you release an adventure, you sell a few more than the previous adventure. Everything you're doing is under that category of OSR, which means on the home page, we're finished with this now. On the home page, the more you sell, the more chance of you appearing in this most popular under $5. You've also got more chance of sitting in this hottest small press. And just for a day or so, you will also be in this newest titles. Now that will drop off naturally, but if you can produce, if your work becomes creating an adventure per week, every week you will appear in this list, and you will stay there for 2 or 3 days. So that will be half a week of exposure. The hottest list, the more you sell, the sooner you sell them, the more you rank in this list, and you will drift off slowly. The same goes in the most popular under $5. The more you sell, the more you stay up at the front of the list. So your first adventure will appear, and within a few days, poof, gone. Here, a day or so, gone. The newest will be, a few days and you're gone. But your second adventure, you write your adventure on the Monday morning, you send out your email to half a dozen people saying, here's a new adventure. Your second one might linger for half a day longer, and your third one half a day longer, and so it will carry on. Now, I doubt if I've got anything in here at the moment because I've not been doing anything up that would show up here. I'm doing a very, very quick look. No, I've dropped off this list now. But if we wander down through this list, okay, this one here, number 70 on the list now. It's but that I wrote that and released that on 15th of June. It's now what, 21st of July. It's over a month and it is still findable if you really care to look that far down the list. It is still on the hottest list. Let's. Well, that was the 70th, wasn't it? I thought I actually had one higher than that at the moment, but probably not. The list changes daily. So 70 was Lonely Knave. Lone Star is 75, 75th. That's mine. There might be is Maze Rat still there? Maze Rat is still there. 84th. So at the bottom of this list, because I haven't released anything really suitable for the under my own name for best part of a month, then I've dropped down. But a month takes you to the 70th place. So if you're looking in the newest titles, they'll be the last thing I released that would qualify for this was Capers. That was a week ago, 10 days ago, and it's gone. In 10 days, it's gone out of sight. Um, Newest community content. This book here was released 2 days ago, Monday, and it's now what's that? Sixth. So 3 a day, 2 a day at least are going in there. That'll be gone. What you want to do is get as much exposure on this homepage as possible. Having a nice fat mailing list of, and everyone in there is after that OGL, they've bought your OGL game or they've bought one of your adventures. It's all in the OSR category, so it's all kind of neatly focused. The people that see your adventure might play Dungeon Crawl Classics. Sorry. They might play Castles and Crusades. They might play Swords and Wizardry. They might play Dungeons and Dragons. They can all use your adventures. You've got a wide appeal on what you're selling, but it's all being driven by what you're giving away for free. Sorry, excuse me. Yeah. Something else I have said is one of the keys to selling is to be a genuinely nice person. One of the most popular games in the solo world is D100 Dungeon. Platinum bestseller. It's a good product and it's not cheap. If you think of a platinum is between 1 and 2,000 copies, this book, since it was released on 2 years ago to the week, has made between 13,000 and 26,000 from the PDF. If people have bought the books, the physical books or the combination, then that could be 26 to 52,000 if that was where most of the sales lie. I imagine they're mostly up here. In the write-up, it clearly says here that the PDF option has been set to non-printable. When we go down here, now the comment from 2 weeks ago says, sadly, I can't print it. It does say, when you buy it that you can't print it, but not everyone reads the description. They go, oh yeah, this sounds good. Don't read all the way. As we come down, we find, there's some criticism here, but now we get not printable. You really don't understand how this internet thing works for digital distribution. Either way, that sort of thing kills interest in your product. Should I purchase it? Printing would be trivial anyway, which is true. You can strip out these restrictions using free services. But the sort of attitude that says you can't do that is just plain offensive. Someone says, look for a used copy online. They're hard to come by, but they do pop up. Now, the point of that is if you buy a second-hand one online, the writer gets nothing. Okay, they one copy was bought, is now being sold and resold. The owner gets nothing. Then you've got fortune favours the patient. I found a used copy of the book online. If you'd not been greedy and restricted printing of the PDF, I'd have happily bought your book new. Now, thanks to your greed, you get nothing from me. Oh, I'll be loaning out my copy to any of my friends that want it. Can you see how the idea of restricting the PDF to push people into buying a more expensive hardcover and softcover has actually backfired? This discussion area, the first half of the screen is filled with people complaining about here again. Um, I know my PDF is not printable. Can't use bookmarks. The thing. It's only when you get further down that Martin, the writer, starts to respond. But most of basically all of the negative things where he could have nipped it in the bud and explained um, you, uh, what he was thinking, he isn't responding. He just stopped. He's absent, um, and that is not good. If you're going to respond, if he says, um, "You, I have to make a living from this," I don't think the $6 difference um, it makes that much difference to the individuals buying it, but it makes all the difference. That $6 is the printing price. It, he's not making any more money. Uh, in fact, if he priced that lower, he would lose money compared to the PDF. Um, so if he was just to explain to people that to make a living in here, he's only sold 1,000 copies. That $6 is $6,000 out of his pocket. People would respect it. In fact, if he put the price of the PDF up to 14.99, say, and it dropped the price of this or made it printable, it would cost you probably more than $6 to print the book in color anyway. He wouldn't be getting the negative press. He could reach out to people. He could talk. The discussion area of this game would look, vibrant and alive and responsive writers. The other thing the trick he's missing here is, can you see that that's not discounted? The big thing, oh, the big thing at the moment is Christmas in July. Huge sales, big discounts. The first thing you see when you land on DriveThru is all this month at DriveThru, big discounts. But his game's not in the sale. I would have said most people, if you're thinking of buying something or looking for something, you're going to go into the sale. Look, it's here in red. It's here in glorious color. That is where the eyes are being drawn to, and yet he is not making use of it. If DriveThru are going to give you a place to showcase your work, then he could have been featuring in here. He, well, um, yeah, well, he. The reason I came across that is he is one of the publishers using Banners. That is where he's coming up. Um, so yeah, he's trying to sell his book. He's trying to get the front page real estate, and yet he isn't where all the eyes are going. And when you get to his product page, what you're seeing is, you know, almost an abandoned book. If you look up D100 Dungeon, he basically says that's it. He's finished with it. There's not going to be any more versions of it. It's version 3. It's done and dusted. Um, and then as soon as you get down into the comments, you're saying, well, it's full of spelling mistakes and grammar, and he's basically not going to fix it. What I was saying to you in the blog post was, be nice, be supportive, use these discussion areas to, get a relationship with your potential buyers, and new potential buyers will see that you care about your game. He's just not doing that. And so I think that is a case of how to do it badly. And the irony is, he is using the banners, which I'm today telling you, they are generally regarded as an inefficient use of your publisher points. But as a starting publisher, you won't have enough publisher points for months and months to actually do anything else with. And these are a way of kickstarting your campaign. Get it will get you homepage real estate long after your books have dropped off the newest and the hottest scroll bars, and you can use it as that mailing list grows. You can keep on using it. That people are not only going to buy the last adventure you bought if they like that, the last adventure you wrote. If they like that one, they may well buy the previous one and the one before that and the one before that. And if you can focus and spend a week creating a fun adventure week in, week out, in a year, you've got 50 or so, 40, 50 adventures for people to choose from. And every week you're landing in the inbox saying, here's another one. You can structure your email and say, here's the other one. Here's the newest. Here's the previous three, to you give them a choice. And people, when they land on your page, they will see other books by this author, and that will give them a wider selection again. So it is a useful engine for getting going. It's not the most efficient use of publisher points. Deal of the day is considered the most efficient, but you know there it was what 600 points. If you're going to be getting 20, 25 a month, that's the best part of a year to save up for one of those, during which time you're getting no advantage from your publisher points. The category ones, until you actually fully understand which categories you want to appear in, they can be hit and miss. And homepage impressions are generally considered very, very inefficient. So, uh, yeah, here's a useful tool for you. And that's it for today.